Many have debated which is better between growing plants in a soilless culture or in a normal soil culture. However, there is really no question which one is better. Hydroponics have been used throughout history and are on the rise again today. They have become increasingly popular in recent years due to easy management. In Jeremy Ernest's article, Hydroponics, Content and Rationale, he states, as farmable land decreases because of human activity, alternative food production systems must be implemented. Hydroponic and other artificial ecosystems will become more widely implemented as the population increases. These artificial ecosystems also play a role in climates where farming land is not available. This idea of land that couldn't be farmed really hit me when I was in El Paso, Texas this past May. The land out there was so harsh and dry, making it impossible to farm. Then one night we went out to a ranch in the middle of nowhere, and there it was, a hydroponic system. It then made it clear to me that the only way these people were able to have a reliable crop income was through a hydroponic system. So what exactly are hydroponics? Well, the first actual account of a hydroponic system was built around 600 BC with the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, in which the ruler Nebuchadnezzar built the hydroponically engineered gardens in the palace courtyard located just outside of present-day Baghdad, Iraq. The rumor is that he had these constructed to please his wife Amethyst of Medea because she was so homesick for her childhood home in the mountain springs. Another early system was the Aztecs' floating gardens. In the Environmental Encyclopedia, John Korstad states, during World War II, hydroponics was used to grow vegetable crops by U.S. troops stationed on some Pacific islands. The modern term hydroponics was coined by Professor Gerke at the University of California, Davis, when he demonstrated that plants could be grown all the way to maturity soil-free. According to John Korstad, hydroponics is the practice of growing plants in water as opposed to soil. It comes from the Greek word hydro, meaning water, and ponos, meaning labor, implying water working. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of this great idea? First, I'll start with a few disadvantages of hydroponics. The first disadvantage is that diseases can spread more quickly to plants with shared nutrient solutions. Fortunately, there is a much less chance of diseases entering a greenhouse than diseases affecting outdoor gardening. Also, if the hydroponic system is done on a large scale, there is initial high setup cost. However, if it is done correctly, the profit made from the crops will reimburse you very quickly. Another disadvantage is, in order to have a good crop turnout, the necessary skills and knowledge of the system is required. Luckily, hydroponics is simple and easy to learn how to use. Now for the advantages. The first is that hydroponics requires less space and growing time. This in turn reduces the labor and garden maintenance, but still produces a higher yield. Hydroponics is also eco-friendly. It conserves water, and its nutrients are recyclable, which saves you money. A big advantage of the soilless system is that it is easier to control problems such as pests, weeds, and diseases. It is also easier to have control over the plant's rooting environment, which includes the temperature, humidity, and darkness. The biggest advantage is that the fact that hydroponics allows any type of plant to be grown in any type of weather, climate, or time. With this new innovation, crops out of season can still be grown, and the heat and weather will not kill the crops. So here comes the big question. How do crops grown in a hydroponic system better the crops that are grown in a soil culture? In Howard M. Resch's book, A Definitive Guide for Advanced Home Grower, Gardener, and the Commercial Hydroponic Grower, he thoroughly describes the advantages of a soilless culture versus a soil culture. The plant nutrition of a soil culture is highly variable with localized deficiencies, often unavailable to plants due to poor soil structure of the pH. A soil culture is also includes unstable conditions. In contrast to this, a soilless culture is completely controlled, relatively stable, homogeneous to all plants, and has a good control of the pH. The plant spacing of a soil culture is also limited by soil nutrition and by soil nutrition, and available light, whereas a soilless culture is limited only by available light, making closer spaces possible which will result in higher yields. A disadvantage of a soil culture is that there are many soil-borne diseases and insects, as well as a need for crop rotation. Fortunately, this is not seen in a soilless culture. In a Garrick's article, Hydroponics versus Soil Growing, he states, "One of the most important advantages of hydroponics over soil growth is the absence of weeds and pests in hydroponic growth environments." Plato once stated, "Necessity is the mother of invention. The shortage of water and available fertile soil for planting crops is not a new issue, and throughout history, people have been using water and rock in place of soil for plant growth." In conclusion, it has become clear that hydroponics is the route that our society is taking, and it is the right one. The advantages of a hydroponic system outweigh its disadvantages, as well as a soil culture. I hope I have enlightened you on the easy alternatives for growing crops in soils. So if it comes to the point where we have to decide another way to grow food, it will be easy to choose the right way.